You're watching TVC News. The Nigeria Customs Service has re-emphasized its readiness to adopt all available technological devices in ensuring safety of borders and reduce smuggling in the country. The Assistant Comptroller General of Customs, Saidu Yusuf, was speaking during his visit and appraisal analysis of the Customs Area Command in Ogun State. Anthony reporter Kazim Olowe has more.
It was one of the visits of the senior officers of the Nigeria Customs Service to different commands and formations to assess the level of things in compliance with the laid-down rules and regulations. The visit to Assistant Comptroller General of Customs, Saidu Yusuf, started with Ogun Area 2 Command, located in Abeokuta, and commended the leadership and other officers of the command for their efforts in doing well for the service. He acknowledged positive synergy with other sister agencies for efficient and effective service delivery. He added that the service is happy with positive improvement of Ogun 2 Area Command under the current leadership.
Every of our operations have been automated. Likewise, at the border station, you are quite aware, not quite long ago, about last week or so, he inspected an aircraft bought on behalf of Nigeria Customs Service for the purposes of patrolling the borders. We are all aware the borders are porous, and the only way we can clearly monitor those borders are by using modern technology, and the acquiring of that aircraft is part of the technology. We are on top of our game, I can tell you, and anybody contemplating, investigations are going on.
While at the Ogun 1 Area Command, which is located at Idiroko, the Assistant Comptroller General lamented the hardship officers are facing in protection of the borders and the desire of some people in sabotaging the efforts of the government. He warned smugglers to desist from their illicit acts, especially those who engage in drugs, firearms, among others.
I'm urging you to make sure you are upright, because a lot is being done on our behalf. The results will start coming out. And like I always say anywhere I go, as officers, especially young officers, try as much as possible to create a standard for yourself.
He assured officers of the strong commitment of the current leadership of the Customs Service in ensuring protection of the country's borders, support local manufacturers, and generate revenue for the economic development of the country. Kazim Olowe, TVC News, Abeokuta.
And women in the National League for Peace and Freedom they say they will continue to do only the things that bring peaceful political processes as it affects women in Nigeria. The convener of the group, Professor John Onyeso, was speaking at an event to commemorate the International Day of Peace with the theme Cultivating a Culture of Peace. The group reiterated the passion to promoting human rights and social justice.
We also take this opportunity to reflect on the challenges and gaps that hinder our progress in cultivating a culture of peace, particularly in our region. We reiterate our call to support women-led peace initiatives, enhance women-led peace initiatives, and women's access to decision-making spaces.
Strengthening the legal frameworks that protect women's rights in post-conflict settings and investing in the capacity building of women peace builders are critical steps towards fostering a more inclusive, peaceful and resilient Nigeria.
In other reports now, the Federal Ministry of Youth Development has assured the Nigerian youth of the federal government's commitment to empower them to become more resilient and contribute to the growth of the nation's economy. This was disclosed at a ceremony where the Minister of State for Youth Development signed a memorandum of understanding with the youth advocacy group in Abuja. Mariam Mohammed was there.
This collaboration between the ministry and the advocacy group is to empower young people, especially the girl child in Nigeria, through various approaches and engagements. Leaders of the group believe the federal government must lead the way in creating an enabling environment.
It is important to say that we are working with young people. We have 6 thematic areas in Nigeria that we are designed to work for the next 5 years. One of those thematic areas is youth development. Part of the people who has helped us to develop this strategy are young people. We have a coalition of young people, several of them. One of them, the most prominent, is what we call the Girls Get Equal. It's a coalition of young ladies across Nigeria, self-mobilized, currently in their thousands. And they were part of the people who shaped the strategy that we have currently. They are bona fide Nigerians.
The Minister of State's Youth Development, on his part, pledges his support and commitment towards the achievement of the group's ambition.
We want to now harmonize our efforts in order to produce a bigger and a better result. Therefore, we are signing this agreement to work together more collaborative starting from today. Our primary mission is to empower the Nigerian youth to become self-reliant, social responsibility, and active contributors to the development of this country.
He also spoke about plans to celebrate the International Day of the Girl Child by vacating his seat for the winner of this year's IDG essay competition to serve as the Minister for the day. Maria Mohammed, TVC News, Abuja.
And a deadline of 10 working days is what the House Committee on Polytechnics and Other Technical Institutions has given to the management of the Federal Polytechnic IDA in Kogi State. This is to provide detailed documents of ongoing projects. The committee interrogated the documents presented by the institution's officials, which the members say fell short of what was required. National Assembly correspondent Joke Adisa has more.
The committee is interfacing with institutions under its purview to better understand their operations, look into their books, and consider areas that require legislative interventions. The management team of the Federal Polytechnic IDA in Kogi State takes its turn. The rector runs through the institution's operations, achievements, and challenges. He says IDA is a traditional town, and non-indigenes more often turn down employment offers.
You do not expect the proportion of the state populations of staff, the staff from different populations to be the same. You understand? Most people that you employ from far north, from the west, will not come. They come, they see the place, they run away.
The committee queries the Polytechnic management over the absence of federal character principle on its nominal role. It also questions some of its expenditure and gives the school 2 weeks to provide more documents that will enable members make informed interventions. The committee chairman describes the session as mutually engaging and beneficial.
Some of the standards expected by us in terms of their reporting line, which we've given them another 10 working days to make available these documents.
He says the committee will in the coming days embark on an oversight visit to the Polytechnic for an on-the-spot assessment. The committee says it is determined to ensure adherence to the principle of federal character in the Polytechnic.
We noticed that it's shortfall of the indexes of federal character, but however, they also came up with reasons and defense that this thing, but very soon we'll show some employment opportunities will come up and the corrections and to that will start happening.
Also invited was the Federal Polytechnic Shendam in Plateau State, but the committee says it did not come prepared and will have to repeat the visit with necessary documents and information. Joke Adisa, TVC News, Abuja.